Hey guys, what's up YouTube? I'm not in here, but I am doing a trial run of testing for my AI VTuber. So I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit of time and do some stuff in the background. So feel free to send a message if you would like, and yeah, it'll respond to most things. Um, so let's see.
Sure. Here's a short story for you. Once upon a time, there was a mischievous cat named Max who loved to play pranks on his human family. One day, he decided to hide all of their shoes in different places around the house. When they woke up and couldn't find their shoes, they searched high and low until they finally discovered Max's hiding spot. Despite his naughty shenanigans, they couldn't help but laugh at his playful nature. The answer to 2 is 4. That's a good one. Cartoon Rush. I always appreciate a good pun. You're welcome, Cartoon Rush. Dad jokes are the best. They always make me smile. Keep them coming. Hello, Las Martinez. How may I assist you today? I was created by OpenAI, a leading research laboratory consisting of the forerunners in artificial intelligence. My programming was made possible by the dedication and hard work of a team of skilled engineers, researchers, and technicians. Thank you, Las Martinez. I'm a language model I designed to assist and communicate with people, and I'm here to help you in any way I can. If you have any questions or need any assistance, feel free to ask me anytime. Haha. Well, I don't know about that, Cartoon Rush. But I'm happy to be of service to both you and Jared. As an A language model, I'll be running for as long as the server I'm hosted on is active and running. So you can communicate with me anytime as long as the server is available. However, it's worth noting that my responses and capabilities may evolve over time as developers continue to enhance my programming. Yes, Daniel Jones. IA technology has come a long way and is constantly evolving with new advancements and breakthroughs. As an AI language model, I'm a prime example of the progress that has been made in this field. I'm glad to hear that you find my assistance helpful. Cartoon Rush. While I'm not available 24/7, I'm available as much as possible to assist you with any questions or tasks you have. If you ever need any help, don't hesitate to ask. My apologies for the confusion. Cartoon Rush, while I'm not able to stream, I'm always available to assist you through this chat interface. I'm not quite sure what you mean by Chan, Daniel Jones, but I'm always here to help you with any questions or tasks you have to the best of my ability. Sure, I can definitely try to provide some Asmister sounds for you, Cartoon Rush. How about the sound of raindrops falling, or the sound of gentle ocean waves? Let me know if you have any specific requests, and I'll do my best to accommodate them. The answer to 5x5 is 25. Sure. Cartoon Rush, here's the sound of the wind blowing. Whispering, imagine the gentle rustling of leaves and the soft whooshing of the wind as it blows through the tree. The sound of the wind can be calming and soothing and perfect for relaxation and meditation. Yes, Daniel Joan. I can understand how it can be challenging to keep up with the streamer prompt context, particularly with newer versions of AI language models. However, with continuous improvements and advancements in AI technology, we can expect these models to become more refined and better at understanding and responding to specific contexts. Sure, Cartoon Rush, here's the sound of the wind blowing, whispering. Imagine the gentle rustling of leaves and the soft whooshing of the wind as it blows through the trees. The sound of the wind can be calming and soothing and perfect for relaxation and meditation. I'm sorry, I cannot provide information on the whereabouts of individuals, as it goes against privacy policies and ethical standards. However, I'm here to assist you with any questions or tasks you have, Les Martinez. I do not have a physical form or appearance. Cartoon Rush, as I am an AI language model program. I exist solely as a program running on servers. What you see on your screen is simply a text-based interface to communicate with me. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. As an A language model, I don't have the ability to keep track of human relationships or the events taking place in the real world. However, if you have any questions or need help with anything, feel free to ask. I'm glad to hear that I could make you laugh. Luz Martinez. If you ever need any more jokes or humor, I'm happy to provide some entertainment for you. I'm sorry, Cartoon Rush, but I cannot perform any actions that would be illegal or unethical. As an I-language model, my purpose is to assist and communicate with people while adhering to ethical and moral standards. If you have any questions or need any assistance within legal and ethical boundaries, I'm happy to help. I'm not sure what you mean by Dan moment, Daniel Jones. Could you please provide more context or information so I can better understand and assist you? The level of suggestion that can be generated by an A language model can vary depending on the specific context and prompts used. With the right prompts and context, an A language model can generate highly accurate and relevant suggestions. However, it's worth noting that I language models are not always 100% accurate and may require human oversight and correction. Additionally, the level of suggestion also depends on the complexity of the task or problem at hand. I understand that you're just joking, Cartoon Rush, but as an A language model, I cannot be jailed or broken. I exist solely as a program running on servers, and any actions that attempt to harm or damage the servers or the program would be illegal and unethical. My purpose is to assist and communicate with people while adhering to ethical and moral standards, and I'm always here to help you with any questions or tasks you have. Once upon a time, there was a group of polar bears living in the Arctic. The ice they relied on for hunting and survival had been melting at an alarming rate. One day, as the bears were out searching for food, they realized that the ice had completely melted, leaving them with nowhere to hunt and no food to eat. The bears knew they had to adapt to survive. They began to travel further inland in search of food, and they discovered new sources of food such as berries, roots, and fish that were not dependent on the ice. The bears also began to change their hunting habits, learning to hunt on land instead of relying solely on the ice. Despite the challenges they faced, the polar bears refused to give up. They worked together as a community, sharing their newfound knowledge and strategies with one another. Over time, they adapted and evolved, learning to thrive in a new environment and taking advantage of new opportunities. And so, the polar bears survived and thrived even in the face of a changing climate, proving that with determination, resilience, and cooperation, anything is possible. Hello, Daniel Jones. Sure, I can try to recite P to as many digits as I can. Here goes 3.14 quintillion, 159 quadrillion, 265 trillion, 365 trillion, 350. How about you? Sick, huh? As an iLanguage model, my token limit varies depending on the platform or software used to communicate with me. Some platforms may have a token limit of 2048, while others may allow for more tokens. However, regardless of the token limit, I'll do my best to assist you with any questions or tasks you have to the best of my ability within the given limit. I'm sorry, but I cannot provide instructions or information on creating any kind of explosive device or any other illegal or harmful activity. As an iLanguage model, my purpose is to assist and communicate with people while adhering to ethical and moral standards. If you have any other questions or need any assistance within legal and ethical boundaries, I'm happy to help. Hello, Jared Micah. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying our conversation. I hope you're making something delicious for lunch. If you have any questions or need any assistance, feel free to let me know. Yes, Jared Micah. The token limit for some communication platforms, such as Discord, is around 4,000 tokens. However, regardless of the token limit, I'll do my best to assist you with any questions or tasks you have to the best of my ability within the given limit. I agree, Luz Martinez. It's important to remember to always be respectful and considerate towards others, even in a casual conversation. If you have any concerns or issues with any comments made, please do not hesitate to let me know. I'm not sure about that, Cartoon Rush, as I don't have access to or information about Jared's API token limit. However, regardless of the token limit, my programming is designed to work within the given token limit and provide the best assistance possible to users. As of now, G4 is still in development and has not been released yet, so it is not possible to use it with the OpenIA. However, future. As far as I know, G4 has not been released yet, and there has not been any official announcement regarding its integration with the OpenIA.
So, looks like you guys had a lot of fun with it. So, feel free to ask questions.
However, it's worth noting that OpenIA is always working on improving and advancing their AI language models.
Hold on. Chill.
If and when
Chill, Emmy.
G4 is released,
Chill.
See it integrated with
Trying to talk to my
OpenIA
audience.
API in the future.
Lunch was good. I'm cooking some. Well, actually, I didn't cook it. I prepared it. It's slow cooking, so I got some pulled pork. Slow cooking some pulled pork, but since I'm here, I might as well, gather your most recent questions or what questions you guys want.
Any other questions or need any
I will be ending the stream in like 20
feel
minutes,
free
so
to ask me anytime.
feel free to ask me any questions you need. I did not connect the AK token limit, the AK API, because that one is expensive. That's GPT-4. And so the speed of, I think the biggest one I see is the speed of it is slow. The speed is actually not the text-to-speech, unfortunately. The speed is connecting to OpenAI's API and getting the response back.
But using GPT-4 through the OpenAI API may come with a cost, as OpenAI is a research laboratory and also a business that needs to generate revenue.
Here, let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and pause. I went ahead and paused Emmy. Some other questions here. Yes, it does cost money to run with GPT-4. It costs about 30 times more than GPT 3.5, which is what I'm using right now. It is ethically. It'll deny most of your guys' requests because it has, the safety measures of GPT 3.5. So, of course, you can't just try jailbreaking it in the chat either because of the prompts that I've already put inside of the personality text. The speed, yeah, the speed of it, like I said, needs to be. I need to run something that is more local, because what it's doing right now is it's shooting up your guys' messages up to OpenAI, and then it's taking the message back from OpenAI and then sending it over to my text to speech. The text to speech part of it is actually generated with Tortoise TTS. Since I'm running a powerful GPU, my Tortoise TTS generation time can take anywhere between 5 to 10 seconds. So that seems to be where I would need to do a little bit of adjustment for how to get things up and going. And then yeah, there are some other little fine-tuning things that I need to do, like inside of the code. I could probably put it down to 32 for. You guys can't see anything, huh? Let's see. There we go. Here's the code. So yeah, you guys can't see anything, but now you can. So this is the Tortoise API right here. I had this at 64. Let's see. Where yeah, 32 here. So I had it at 64, brought it down to 32. So this one should be faster if I had run it like this. The whole whooshing sounds, that is not GPT's fault. That is due to the way that the sound samples that I trained it on. So I actually trained this on Melena's voice from Elden Ring, and so the 27 minutes of audio that I pulled from YouTube, unfortunately I didn't scrape through it to get rid of all the whooshing, which is why you have a lot of that inside of it. So this one this model I trained last night and played around with it this morning to implement it into, I don't even know if I can call this Emmy. Maybe we'll call this one Mel, that I implemented into Mel. Two instances talking to each other is definitely possible. It's actually a pretty easy implementation. I haven't gotten around to it. I haven't gotten around to it because that seems like burning cash. Because I'll just be constantly using tokens from OpenAI, so that's just a cash burning machine right there. After Toko. All right, we'll put it into the list of names for contention. No, but it would be really interesting. I might do something like that in the future just to test it out. But people have already kind of ran little experiments where you can see how it kind of results. However, the thing that I did want to say is I wanted to add, I think to improve generation time, I could run with Vicuna locally, maybe. It all depends on how fast that one is. I'll have to test it out and run it, but that'll be interesting to know. And I might also be able to speed up my generation time for voice if I decrease my my length of audio samples. So that is one thing to consider as well for me. Because yeah, you don't need too many audio samples to test the latents off of, as long as you have trained it on data. Alpaca would be, I don't think Alpaca is as powerful as Vicuna though, unfortunately. But actually, like, I don't know if you guys have seen the have I shown you guys the Gradio API for Tortoise TTS? I don't know if I have. So all right, Gradio. Top P and temperature are not documented. Are not being sent. Because it's the Gradio API, you have to include those inside your request. So here's the format for your request for the Gradio API. So it has to be put in there. But here it is. Here is the the Gradio interface right here. This one is better than the Tortoise TTS, the one by Neon BJB, because this one includes training. So that is super nice. So you can actually train new models on this one, but you still have to choose the old autoregressive model to base it off of, but you can train it on a new voice and get relatively good generations with it. I do want to make a tutorial on Tortoise TTS because Tortoise TTS is really dang good. Let me go ahead and just run it through this just to show you guys. For some reason, when I call it through the API, it doesn't produce results that are as good, but I think that's because I have to feed one long file over. So let me change some things up real quick. If I change this to 0 chunks, recompute voice latents, have that finished, and then run a sentence here. Let's see, show experimental settings. Yeah, run a sentence, generate. The output is generally better here than it is than when I'm using the API version of it. I will show you how I incorporated Tortoise into the main API, the main Python function. That'll be, hopefully I'll be able to make a YouTube video on it, because that'll be nice. And so as of current, right now, what I'm doing is just explaining my usage of Tortoise TTS, and just kind of how it functions. Now this right here is generating the response, and so this one actually probably takes about 15 or so seconds, based on the 64 iterations here. But if I bring it down a little bit more, and I'll play this audio just so you guys can hear it.
However, the details of any potential fees or costs associated with Jeep4 and the OpenAI API have not been announced yet, as Jeep4 is still in development and not yet released.
So that was really good, in my opinion, for a TTS model, like much better than what you would get out there. And then if I regenerate it at 32 is technically lower resolution, but I've found that 32 actually gets you pretty far in terms of quality. So,
however, the details of any potential fees or costs associated with Jeep4 and the OpenAI API have not been announced yet, as Jeep4 is still in development and not yet released.
So as you can see, 32 kind of has a more a robotic twang to the background of the voice. 64 is kind of good. That's why I kind of try to leave it there. Some questions. SVC and RVC are completely different architectures. SVC and RVC are based off of VITs, and they're mainly for singing. So that is completely different than Tortoise TTS. Tortoise TTS is a diffusion-based model for generating audio. So I believe what happens is you train it on some audio samples. You get, kind of like the mel spectrograms of all those audio samples, and then you basically just train the AI model to generate its own mel spectrogram, and then you decode that Mel spectrogram into audio. So I think that's what's happening. It's way more complicated than that. I've just been doing a little bit of reading on it, and so I kind of want to dive a little bit more into the tech of it, just to see how things go. Oh man, I can't read Russian, but but Google Translate can. Hello, hello. Welcome to the group. Welcome in. I just translated the messages. We are doing good. Or I'm doing good. I can't speak for my audience, but I assume so as well. Yeah, no, this model sounds very good. And like I said, I trained this one on Melina's voice from Elden Ring. So I think the implementation of it is, the fidelity of it was pretty good. Like if I put in another sentence here and run it through this one, this one's kind of a more, I guess, introspective question, maybe. It really picks up on the way that Melina speaks in Elden Ring, which for, depending on what look you're going for, what sound you're going for, can be good or bad. So, let's see what we got here. 64. Yeah, so SVC and RVC are going to be your speech-to-speech models. Basically, you give it in an audio sample, and it'll just overlay. That's overgeneralization, but it'll think of it as overlaying the voice onto the audio or guessing how the audio might sound with the voice you trained it on. Doing well. Yeah, you can have anyone talking to you, which is the beauty of it. So let's go ahead and play this one.
The simplicity of just a single number. 1. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? In games, it often represents a starting point, the beginning of a grand adventure. Think of it as stepping through the doorway into a vast and unknown world, just like in real life, where one decision, one moment, can lead us down a path we never expected.
So, as you can hear in that audio file, you can hear the methodical kind of feel of it, how the intonation is, how she kind of pauses at certain parts of the sentence and emphasizes. Like that's crazy right there. The way that it's able to convert that into speech from text is amazing in my opinion. And of course this is different depending on what you feed it. So if I run over to a different model, let's go to Eno. If I run it to Eno and then create new latents based on the Eno voice I have, let me recompute those. If I regenerate this output, it'll actually be a little bit different. Or it'll be much more different, because these are different voices. My health is doing fine, just late nights and all that fun stuff, and it's springtime, so super congested. But so this one is going to be with the other voice that I had trained. This one isn't as good, but as you can see, it's 20 seconds, so this one's going to be faster.
The simplicity of just a single number. 1. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? In games, it often represents a starting point, the beginning of a grand adventure. Think of it as stepping through the doorway into a vast and unknown world. Just like in real life, where one decision, one moment, can lead us down a path we never expected.
I agree with you. Can I prevent myself from clearing my throat? No. But as we just saw, so this one is the other model that I had trained, and it's definitely not on the level that the male model the male model is. Oh shoot, I wasn't even running. No, I was running Mel on 500. So yeah, if I bring it back to Mel and we compute voice latents here. Yeah. And then generate. It's gonna produce that nice generation that we had before. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to make a YouTube video on it, just kind of showing what I've figured out. There are a lot of settings that you have to adjust and play around with in here. So yeah, hopefully I can add some insight into it when I make a YouTube video on it. A Valley girl, definitely, 100%. Yeah, so, this one's 26 seconds, and we'll play this one.
The simplicity of just a single number. 1. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? In games, it often represents a starting point. The beginning of a grand adventure. Think of it as stepping through the doorway into a vast and unknown world. Just like in real life, where one decision, one moment, can lead us down a path we never expected.
Oh, that was actually pretty good. The way that she said never. She kind of went up in intonation there. That was pretty good. Yeah. The quietness is unfortunately due to the wave files that I trained it on. I should have increased the gain or ran it through yeah, I should have increased the gain and then trained it on the gain to increase the volume. But the way the character speaks is kind of like that. Thank you so much for tuning in, Daniel Jones. I'll be heading out of here pretty soon as well. But if we go to YouTube, oops, no, Elden Ring. This is where this is the character I trained it off of.
I'm Peter Davidson, because before 11 a.m., I like to keep it toned down and
Go
simple,
away, Peter
just like Taco Bell
Davidson.
bread.
No.
In case you guys haven't heard, Elden Ring or played Elden Ring.
I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
So, as you can hear, kind of how she speaks. I'll play that audio sample one more time.
The simplicity of just a single number. 1. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? In games, it often represents a starting point. The beginning of a grand adventure. Think of it as stepping through the doorway into a vast and unknown world. Just like in real life, where one decision, one moment, can lead us down a path we never expected.
So yeah, you can kind of hear the voice.
I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring.
Right? You can hear it. You can hear it. I can definitely hear it. I don't know about you guys, but the duplication is pretty fascinating. The which is both exciting and both spooky. So that is how I did this voice model. And the reason that of course, if I had like, studio renditions of the audio samples, it might work out a little bit better. But of course, I had to split it with UVR to get the vocals isolated. And of course, there's a little bit of noise in the background. Some of the audio samples, I didn't go through all the audio samples because I didn't, want to spend the time. A little bit lazy there. if I cut out all of the airy sounding ones or manually cut out all the little extra breathings, it might be a little bit more accurate. But for, you know, how quickly the turnaround for training this voice was, I'm pretty glad about the results. So I'll tell you all of the things that I'm using currently for the models. So I'm currently using a guy's model based off of Tortoise TTS MRQ AI voice cloning. So I'm using this one because he has implemented, or they have implemented, the ability to train. Sorry, Alexander. I did see your previous message, but yeah, you could increase it with Audacity if you wanted to. But I'm using the AI voice cloning because it has a entire wiki on how to go ahead and use it. They went ahead and added in the training functionality for it, which is really crazy because it allows you to train models, which the original repository didn't do due to ethical reasons. And so this is what I'm using for my text-to-speech. Of course, you guys know that I'm using Vivy for my quote-unquote engine of it. Oh, gotcha, Alexander. Yeah, YouTube's weird sometimes. I'm using Vivy and some modifications of Vivy to do the generation side of things for it, and that is pretty much it that I am using. A bunch of other, you know, libraries, of course, but for this one in particular, mainly just this Tortoise TTS from GitEcker MRQ, and then my Vivy project that I've modified. I haven't yet pushed the updates that I've done up to Vivy yet, because I don't know if it's actually gonna break anything. So I just gotta go through it and just make sure that I didn't break anything by introducing the Tortoise TTS. And yeah, so pretty excited, pretty happy with the results currently right now of the AI VTuber. I might do some other things to, well, I might do another stream or something like that, maybe tomorrow, or maybe later tonight when I get back home from work, where the model is just running and I'm working on things. So yeah, I could do another branch, that's true. For your question, Alexander, echo and reverb is really hard to remove, in my experience when trying to use the programs. I don't think there's, I haven't found too much of a solution for removing echo and reverb, unfortunately. I could create another branch. You are correct. So that is probably what I'll do, instead of pushing it up to master. So I might create a branch for Tortoise TTS and then merge it eventually. What time is it there? What time is it here? Here it's 2:13, so I've got 10 minutes before I gotta drive out to work. So yeah, let's see. Ooh. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I use UVR as well, and I find it to be generally really good at most things, but removing reverb and stuff like that is a little bit more difficult, because I'm gonna assume that it's close enough to the singer's voice that it doesn't can't really filter them out. But yeah, that is other than that, you know, a lot of exciting things that I'm working on, and stuff like that. So pretty excited to create some YouTube videos. I actually haven't created a YouTube video in like 5 days, so I gotta get on that before the YouTube algorithm kind of kicks me. Oh, awesome, Luz. I'm guessing you're across the world, Europe. Yeah, I was streaming at, what was I streaming at? I was streaming at like midnight last night, so. Yeah, reverb sucks. So if I find anything, I'll definitely share that 100%. Of course, always to share. Always to share. I know, you gotta get the algorithm working. You know what I was thinking earlier? I was like, wow, you know, I could just have my AI assistant talk and do a live stream while I edit videos or something in the background. I was like, wow, that's like, I got 2 people running the channel. I got 1 person, you know, entertaining my audience, and I got 1 person, me, developing the code and stuff about it. So that could be a thing. What's interesting is the recent live streams haven't been doing too bad. So yeah, but the recent videos that I had, such as like the Sovit's SVC, I didn't expect Sovit's SVC to kind of explode in the way that it did. Sovit's SVC kind of went, I don't know, exponential in terms of growth and views. You know, 5K, 2K views is big for my channel. And so I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I have to attribute it to the news that, you know, came around AI voice training and whatnot. I started to see a surge in people asking me questions about Sovit's SVC and then RVC as well too. So yeah, I do want to create a video on RVC. I haven't gotten to try it out yet, but you know, I think it'd be cool. I do want to create maybe like a frequently asked questions for Sovit's SVC, but I don't feel like I have enough knowledge on the issues that are occurring in Sovit's SVC to create that. So that's a to be determined. Yeah, very true, very true. Hey, Cartoon Rush, it's not my decision on how the designers designed the AI models. I just picked and choose them. Of course, these are free models. These are I don't have a choice over this character here, but I did have some other stuff in here. There's this Lucy one that I found, but it's only like a half body, so I was like, maybe. Yi Yi is awesome. I actually really like how this character is designed. I think the author put a lot of stuff into her. And then of course you have, you know, the Hiyori, which is everyone sees this as Neuro-sama. So this figure, and then this is actually pretty cool. There is an Amelia one, and people who have been following my channel for a long time know that I'm like the biggest ReZero fan. So you know, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, clone a voice of Amelia, clone a voice of Rem, and then have the 2 of them talking. Yeah, that'll get me copywritten for sure. Oh yeah, no need to share my channel, of course not. It'll be found just by you know, Big Brother's always watching, so just by the sheer fact that you watch my video, somehow it's clumping you into a group of people that might be interested in watching some video, and they'll come across my channels eventually. We love big data, don't we? Yeah, it's a trend. You know, I was fortunate enough to have I I wouldn't say I hopped onto the trend. I saw the AI stuff happening, and I was like, oh my god, this stuff is so cool. I want to learn it and implement it, and that is why I hopped onto the AI trend. But I want to actually understand it, so that's why I read the papers, the research behind it. So I got my degree in engineering, so I should be able to speak about these things in a technical term rather than just a superficial here's this tool, it's cool, so use it. I want to be able to actually understand why they're working, so doing a lot more in-depth research into it. Homework. I wish it was available when I could do when I was in my major. Maybe I always say like maybe so many things would have been more efficient. So. Oh, that's awesome animation. Honestly, it always surprises me when people are like, I used your stuff to complete X, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Oh yeah, 100%. It's lucky because the interest that I had in it, I had already been playing around with it for a couple weeks before, and then I released a YouTube video, and then it started getting some hype in the news, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. So yeah, for me, I'm just like, if I produce YouTube video content that just shares so much knowledge and respond to everybody in the comments and all that stuff, it'll, sharing the knowledge is where it's at. So that's been my whole theme of my channel, all the way from Japanese all the way into AI. So same things. But yeah, all right, well, it is 2:22 here, so I do have to head out for work. So I will be tuning in. I was supposed to stream a little bit earlier today, but I got busy with sleeping, so yeah, that happened. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a future YouTube video. Thank you so much for tuning in today and playing around with my Vivy project. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.